Two quick caveats before we get started. One is that I realized that for some reason my mic sounds atrocious right now, so I'm very sorry for that. You're about to be subjected to it. It's going to be bad. The other thing is I've realized that I really don't focus my eyes in the proper spot. The camera's up here. I'm looking behind it for almost the entire video, so again, I'm sorry about that as well. Laura and Thomas, it's Friday, May 13th. I'm only now realizing, looking at myself on the computer screen, that my hair's getting long, and I don't like it. So like you, Thomas, I also saw Thor this week, and like you, I did enjoy it. I found it fun and easy to watch and funny, as you pointed out, and I think what I liked a lot about this was that unlike other recent Marvel movies, which take basically a snapshot of our real world as it stands and change a couple of things, you know, Tony Stark can invent the Iron Man suit, blah, 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 this one starts with the most ridiculous, fantastical concept ever. And with pretty much no apologies, just jumps right into it and makes you accept the fact that, like, yes, the Norse gods of mythology are actually these super powerful, maybe hyper-dimensional, who actually knows, race of beings that live on this wacky planet where every building looks like the top of a pipe organ. And the movie pretty much throws you right into it. I mean, after an intro scene, you get about 20 straight minutes of just Norse mythology in special effects thrown at you, and frost giants and weird creatures and things. It's pretty great. There was something about just the unabashed nature of how weird it all is that appealed to me. Now, funnily enough, when I saw them riding horses, I was actually kind of charmed by it. One of the things I've found, for whatever reason, it's a weird tick I have that really bothers me, is when fake horses are made up in films. I'm specifically thinking of Avatar, where they ride creatures that look like horses except they have 4 front legs, which makes, I think, zero biological sense. I'm not sure, I'm not a biologist, but to me, Anyway, it's one of those things. I think it was Orson Scott Card who at one point said, if you're ever writing science fiction and you're writing a creature that looks, acts, and feels like a rabbit, don't make up a name for it. Just call it a rabbit. So the fact that they just kind of threw horses in on this planet, yeah, I'm okay with that. So as you mentioned, Laura, the reason I didn't make a video last week, although we all took kind of a week off, was because I was at the hospital breaking my toe. I should clarify, I didn't go to the hospital to break my toe. My toe was broken when I got to the hospital due to an incident with a soccer ball and a person and the ground. The person came away fine, and then my toe came away broken. So today marked the end of my second week of work, although as I was thinking about it this week, I realized it's a bit weird to think of it as second week, because that means next week's the third week of work and things like that, and it's weird to think of it like that, because for the first time in a very long time, I don't have to think of things in terms of it's the Xth week of whatever it is I'm doing. School works that way really well, obviously. You have 13 weeks in a term. But now, being that I'm in a position that I enjoy and want to stay in, there's really no point in thinking of it as it's, you know, week number whatever. Just because also it'll get, you know, the numbers get high and then I'm not, math, me, adding, it just doesn't work. So it is Friday the 13th today. I honestly wish I had something to offer in terms of some sort of topical discussion based on Friday the 13th. However, if I were to go look up something now, it would feel somewhat disingenuous, so I'm just going to leave it be. Anyway, the upshot is, it's Friday the 13th. You know, whatever. One of the things that I have started to get maybe a little bit used to in the first couple of weeks of work is the notion that once I'm done work and leave and come home, I actually have nothing to do. Now, granted, you know, I've had band practice, I had the soccer game where I broke my toe, things like that. I have things to fill my time, but it's a weird mental block to get around, almost this notion that I'm supposed to be doing things at all times, that I owe work to someone for something. As it turns out, when I get home, I don't. So I've been watching a lot of TV, I've been playing video games. Sooner or later I'm going to start reading again, but for the moment I'm enjoying the fact that I actually have some free time in my life. Speaking of TV, I know I'm late to the game. You should probably check out Community. It's really funny. Also, I forget if I mentioned it on videos before, watch Archer. For the love of God, watch it. It's really, really funny. So anyway, speaking of free time, I'm actually going to do a bit of reading tonight, hoping to get an early night because, as Thomas mentioned, I played a show last night, it went late, I had to get up early for work. Needless to say, I'm a little tired. Now, one thing we should sort out, again, given that Thomas, as you mentioned, we're just at about the 1 week mark, we have 1 more week's worth of videos, and then Laura, you're actually in town for 2 weeks. So we've already discussed what we're going to do with that. That's perfectly cool. In the meantime, though, we really need to take care of those punishments. Being that we're now into what I guess we could call Season 2 of this stuff, we really need to wrap up business from Season 1. So Laura, we never told you, but Thomas and I had decided that your next punishment is you have to do an entire video in rhyming couplets. Have fun with that. You guys, meanwhile, need to assign me a punishment, which I will do as soon as possible. So if you get it to me this weekend, there's a very good chance that I will get it done for the next video. Anyway, housekeeping done. I'm leaving off here. I'm going to go grab a book and do some reading. Thomas, Laura, have a good weekend. I'll see you both next week.